Welcome to Trust the Journey. I'm Jason Moletsky.
And I am Melanie Curtis.
Our mission is to live, love, laugh, and learn together with you.
Amen. We are here to create conscious connections, to grow and contribute through our practice of openness, honesty, vulnerability, humility, and trust, trusting the entire journey.
If you have found us on the internet, you have probably found us at trustthejourney.today. That is our handle on all of our feeds, whether that's our website, which you can sign up for our email list to get all of our updates on what's going on, our Instagram, our Facebook group page, and our YouTube channel, which sometimes we forget to mention. If you want to sign up, you could subscribe on our YouTube channel at trustthejourney.today, where you can see this beautiful woman, Melanie, and myself chatting to you about our lives and all the things that we do.
True. And we're lucky to have a team now working with us. Kimberly Joy Voice, she is our audio engineer. If you need help with your audio editing, look her up. Her email is kimberlyjoyvoice@gmail.com. And we could not do this without her, which is actually not true. We obviously can do it without her, but we don't want to because she's awesome.
Yes.
So right on, family. Today, we're going to do a quick one because we want to real time fill you in on what's going on and what we're thinking about and what we're working on for the show and going into some new territory. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. So Melanie and I have been both having very busy summers, and we're very happy to be back traveling and enjoying our lives in a more normal-ish somewhat capacity, more familiar to what we have experienced in the past pre-COVID. And originally we had a title for this episode set up, our travel tips and getting back into traveling and just how we do it. And fact is, we've both been so busy with so much going on in our travels that it's really a challenge right now to keep up with everything. So we wanted to share some of the things that we're doing to grow and develop the program. And we wanted to also give ourselves some time and space to be able to do that.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting the world opening back up, being out in the world in a more way, but it's not even just that for me. It's just, there's a lot on my plate, which is all stuff I'm very excited to have on my plate. So it's good. But basically what Jay and I want to do is we want to take a little bit of just some space from our regular recording. Not who knows how long it will be. I don't think it's going to be long, but the point is that because we have such intensity going on, and because we've been working on the guest part of our show, we want to give space for that life transit, that sort of life happening, the traveling, the work, and so much being on our plate. Also give space to the cultivation of this new arm of our program. So I'm really excited. The first guest interview that I'm going to do is scheduled, and I'm very psyched to share that Tania Sanders is going to be on with us in the future. I love her. She's amazing. I cannot speak highly enough about this woman. She's a phenomenal singer, songwriter, artist. She's just amazing spiritual soul that I can't wait to share with everyone. So that is going to happen. So that's exciting. But yeah, and so just trying to make that happen among all the other stuff that we have going on is a lot. And I think if we're really being honest with ourselves in the show, like we always want to be in the vulnerable sharing, is like, there's just a lot going on. And I think it would serve us to take a little space from our regular recording cadence if that's going to serve this sort of new cultivation and the transition in our professional and personal lives.
Yeah. Melanie and I have been working on the idea of how to expand and grow and develop the program for quite some time now. Actually, we started a while back and we planted the seeds and we've been waiting for them to germinate, and now they're starting to take hold and set roots and grow into the eventual trees that they will become. And it's really exciting, but it's also a lot of work, and it's very challenging when you haven't treaded these waters before. So I think I've mentioned on a previous episode that I'm starting a new program, which is called Walking Each Other Home. That's a tribute to Ram Dass and his quote being walking each other home. His quote being, "We are all just walking each other home." And I really love the idea around that concept. It's very, very simple, and it really puts us on a place of understanding on our journeys relative to each other. You know, if I think about what does that mean, we're all just walking each other home, it really goes, oh, wait a second. We all need help sometimes. We all need a hand. We all need a friend. We all need, a person. We all need some help. We all are just doing this thing, and we're just doing it. And we're all doing it whether we want to or not. We all just need a hand home sometimes. And it's a really beautiful sentiment. It really echoes warmly in my heart in a very loving way. Like it harbors on all the things in all the folds of nurture that I could think of that are important in life. If you're like just holding hands with somebody, that simple sentiment of like holding somebody's hand for that bit of ease that comes from I'm walking alongside of you, or I'm just sitting here holding your hand with you. Those kinds of sentiments are very, very special, and they're so simple. And so I really wanted to touch on that note in the program. And its goal is to help share, give friends and companions and special individuals the opportunity and the space to share into this safe environment about these crazy, difficult, and just unbelievable challenges that each of us goes through. And I'm very excited because that program for me lets me get time with some very dear friends who have had some incredible stories. And I look forward to more about that. I'm going to leave some openings there. I'm not going to tell too much, but it's very exciting. And the first couple episodes have been worked upon, and they're in the editing room, and we're seeing whether or not we're going to keep them and how they're going to go. But this process is underway, and I wanted to share that with this audience.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And it's funny, I didn't even share the sort of title of the arm that I'm working on. And I love this because Jay, the sentiment, how you described walking each other home is exactly how I'm thinking of conscious connections. And that's sort of what we've thought to call the other sort of arm of interviewing and just sharing of this space with people that we love and want to share with the world and want to have an experience of this type of connecting with. So it's very cool. So anyway, conscious connections makes sense, right? So it's like, what are we here for? We're here to create conscious connections. So yeah, it's with you all listening, with Jay and me, with both of us, and with anyone that we bring into this space more intimately. And I'm so excited about it because I believe anybody who's willing to step into this space, whether it's with Jay or with me or with both of us at any point in the future, it will require a bit of bravery, because that's the point of this space, is to, be open, be honest, be vulnerable, really rest into our humility of this life and trust the space and trust the sharing, that it's of value to us and others. So I'm very, very into it, very excited. Even though it's taken us a long time to get here, it does feel like now is really the time.
Yeah. And it's a natural progression, right? Like in any endeavor that we set ourselves upon, there's this process of going, okay, we think we know what it's going to be like, and we make our best laid plans. And then we get started and we go, oh, okay, well, some of the things I thought were going to be that way were correct, and others were nowhere near.
Yep.
And we learn a whole bunch, and we adapt and we change, and we modify our plan to suit the things that are coming. And it's even like, you could use the analogy of building a house. You could have an architect draw up all the plans, and you can sit there and review everything with the builder. And then you go to the, supplier to get the bricks and find out they don't have those bricks anymore. And now you have to make a different choice, and you have to substitute something else. And so this Trusted Journey project we've been in for a couple of years now has been exactly that. It's been a path we've been upon. We haven't known where it's going. We just know that it's important for us to do it. And it's created a wonderful community. There's so much positive energy that's come back and forth. To every person who's ever sent me a message, thank you so much. It means so much to hear from you and be able to relate to all this friends and family and extended family out there. And this conscious decision that Melanie and I have been making towards bringing guests into our program has been a very, very deeply considered one, right? One where we're like, okay, well, why are we going to do this? And who are we going to have on here? And what do we want it to be like? What's the real intention behind it all? So I know Melanie's very excited. She's been chewing on this for quite a long time. And I'm excited to see her get started. Same with myself, making the space for this. And this share is going to help with that motivation to continue growing and developing in those areas of what we're doing in the Trusted Journey project.
Yeah, totally. Oh, it is. It's cool. I feel like this share feels liberating in a way, just talking about it in this. I know we've talked about it before, but this is really, it's sharing like the stuff that's really happening. You know what I mean? Like things are scheduled. You've already done some, like it's really showing the back parts of creation, of creating something and being open to how it develops and where the roadblocks come in and all of that. But yeah, it's funny. I was chatting with Tania. She's obviously being my first guest. And being like, this is not an entrepreneurial podcast for guests. Like, you know what I mean? Even though we talk about entrepreneurship sometimes, and I think it's great to talk about it and stuff, but I joke about that because there's a lot of different podcasts out there where people get on and they promote their stuff and that's it, and they're telling some of their stories and that's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I've done lots of podcasts like that and I think they're really wonderful as well. It's more that I think this is the intention of our space is to create the depth that helps us really feel connected in our shared humanity. And so when we get into those spaces, we share about our spiritual path, we share about our struggles, we share about, all of those things that really connect us as humans. That's kind of, I think, what we're going for.
Yeah, I 100% agree. The huge inspiration behind what I want to dig into is this life that I have happened upon is the only one that I have any perspective on is my own, right? So I'm not going to speak towards anybody else's experience because I simply don't have your experience. I don't have yours. I don't have anybody else's. I can only speak for mine if I'm going to try to be honest with myself here. And there are so many amazing people that I have been so fortunate to meet during this incredible journey. And I think it would be a shame to not have some of them on here to create the space for them to be able to, get in and let's talk and let's dive into these stories because there are some good ones.
Yeah. And you just mentioned something that I think is important too, is that we have worked for 2 years to create a platform and a space that's got some roots, that has some foundation to it. It's not just that we've done an episode or two of a podcast and we're, you know what I mean? Which is, again, no judgment on if that's the way it goes. It's more that we really have created something that's significant. 80 plus episodes, that's nothing to sneeze at. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of really bringing intention, all the strategy sessions we've done behind the scenes, all of the annual reviews, the goal setting, like all of those things that we've done to create the foundation for this space. Now I'm like, yeah, I am excited to give what we have created to the people we'll share this stage with. I think that's a really exciting part of this as well for me.
I absolutely agree.
Right on.
Well, yeah.
So onward we shall go.
Any parting thoughts before we wrap up this quick share with our lovely family and audience out there?
Honestly, so much gratitude, guys, to you all listening. Thank you for being with us for real and for being just understanding, being a part of this and getting that this share today is us being like, need a little break to do something new, and we need a little break because our lives are and that's the reality of the current times, and it's a good thing. I'm grateful for you all listening and being with us, because honestly, even if you've never sent an email ever, whatever, but you're listening to this, it supports us, and I feel that, and I'm so grateful for you guys being with us, truly.
And I'll echo that. I have a huge gratitude share to place here, and that is everybody who supports us on Patreon. I would like to directly thank you so much for your support. It really makes a huge difference to be able to produce this program, to continue bringing this to everybody. And if you would like to join Patreon and become a supporter of the Trust the Journey project, you can go to our website, trustthejourney.today, and scroll down to the big button at the bottom, which says Donate Now, and that link will take you to our Patreon page, where you can make a donation at any level. A cup of coffee is a great example of how much we spend in a day without blinking an eye, and that amount per month would make a huge difference to our overheads here at Trust the Journey, especially with trying to grow the program right now. So check us out at Patreon, support us there. Thank you to everybody who does. And if you do that, it offers you the opportunity to become a member of the Trust the Journey family, which is our private group where we share all kinds of things, and it's really pretty special. And it always brings a smile to my face when I see what pops up in there. It's just out of nowhere, and I think it's a really good thing.
I do too.
If you're interested, make a donation on Patreon, join the group. We'll get you added to the Trust the Journey family.
Amen. On that note, I love it. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, everyone. Any feedback you ever have, hit us up on Instagram. Slide into our DMs. Just makes me laugh every time. But yeah, we love you guys so much. And enough said. See ya soon.
Keep laughing, keep loving, keep trusting the journey.